Are you still chasing dreams with a broke mindset? Wake up! It's 2025, the year the weak get crushed and the strong get filthy rich. Dan Peña doesn't predict, he dictates. And if you're not ready to dominate, get the hell out of the way. This isn't your typical fluffy motivational talk. This is raw, unfiltered truth straight from Dan Peña's 2025 vision. The old rules are dead. Success belongs to those who execute without mercy. In this video, we'll uncover Peña's brutal blueprint for the future and why 2025 is your last chance to stop being average and start building a fucking empire. 2025 demands execution, not excuses. We're not living in a world that rewards potential anymore. We're in the age of performance. The gap between the haves and the have-nots has never been more brutal. And let me be crystal fucking clear, no one gives a damn about what's holding you back. Your trauma, your upbringing, your lack of resources, none of that matters in the real game of wealth and power. Dan Peña doesn't sugarcoat it, and neither should you. He said it straight, show me your results, not your sob story. Because in 2025, feelings are for amateurs. Results are for killers. Look around. Everyone's talking, tweeting, podcasting, manifesting, but talk is cheap and excuses are even cheaper. If all you do is talk about what you're going to do, then congratulations, you're just another average nobody. The world doesn't remember intentions, it remembers impact. And impact only comes from taking relentless, unapologetic action. The people rise in 2025 are not the ones with perfect plans. The ones who move, bleed, and adapt in real time. They execute when it's scary. They execute when it's inconvenient. They execute when everyone else is waiting for a sign from the universe. You either pull the trigger or get buried under someone else's success. That's the cold truth. The skyscrapers of this world, they weren't built by wishful thinkers. They were built by decision makers, ruthless executors, people who don't overanalyze or wait for clarity. They build as they go. They move fast and break shit. In 2025, hesitation is suicide. While you're stuck thinking about whether or not you're ready, someone else is launching, scaling, and cashing checks off the opportunity you missed. Execution means showing up when you don't feel like it. It means making the call, sending the pitch, investing in the skills, waking up earlier, staying later, sacrificing comfort, and refusing to negotiate with weakness. Success is not about how you feel, it's about what you do. You think Dan Peña built a $450 million zero-cents empire by listening to his emotions? Hell no. He out-executed everyone around him. That's why he's in castles and you're still watching YouTube videos hoping to get inspired. If you want to win in 2025, stop fucking waiting. Stop pretending that your excuses are valid. They're not. Your life is a direct reflection of what you've tolerated, what you've allowed, and what you failed to act on. You don't need more time. You don't need another motivational quote. You need to decide. Decide to move. Decide to build. Decide to execute like your future's on the line, because it is. This is the year that separates the legends from the losers. And if you're not executing daily, with urgency, with precision, with fire, then get ready to be steamrolled by the ones who are. Digital wealth is the new oil, and if you don't get it by now, you're already behind. Dan Peña isn't whispering about it, he's shouting it from the fucking rooftops. The battlefield of wealth has shifted. The days of building physical empires brick by brick are over. It's not about factories, land, or storefronts anymore. It's about code, data, platforms, and scalability. We're in the era of exponential growth, not linear hustle. If your business doesn't exist online, you're a ghost in the modern economy. And in 2025, ghosts don't make money. They get buried by those who leverage speed, access, and digital dominance. Crypto isn't just a buzzword, it's a paradigm shift. While most people still argue whether Bitcoin is safe, the rich are buying blockchain real estate and tokenizing assets while sipping wine in Dubai. The smart money isn't watching from the sidelines. They're building infrastructure inside the blockchain, minting NFTs that generate royalties in their sleep, creating decentralized apps, and staking their assets while you're still debating if it's too late to invest. AI is replacing jobs by the second, and not just factory work or customer service. It's eating white-collar professions whole. The average fool is scared of AI. The wealthy, They're deploying it to scale businesses 10x faster than humans ever could. If you're not leveraging AI in your operations, marketing, or product delivery, you're not just behind, you're irrelevant. E-commerce is not a side hustle, it's a fucking empire builder. You can now reach the entire globe from your laptop. While traditional businesses struggle to pay rent, digital storefronts are generating 6 figures a month with zero physical overhead. Shopify stores, Amazon FBA, print-on-demand, digital product sales. These are the modern oil rigs. They pump money 24/7 without needing a single employee. In virtual real estate, we're talking about domains, websites, traffic, attention. In a world where attention is currency, owning digital property is like owning land in Manhattan before it became Manhattan. 2025 is a digital land grab, and only the bold are cashing in. The cowards, they're still trying to get a raise or save money by skipping coffee. You don't build wealth by cutting costs. You build it by building income streams. Digital, scalable, ruthless income. This is the year to stop watching and start executing. You want freedom? Build online. You want time leverage? Automate with AI. You want real power? Own digital assets that compound while you sleep. Dan Peña doesn't just preach this, he lives it. And he's not gonna hold your hand while you figure it out. You either step into the digital arena and fight for your peace, or you watch everyone else take it. The new oil is here. The rigs are online. What the hell are you waiting for? Let's get this straight. Average is a disease, and 2025 is the cure. Peña's vision is ruthless. If you're not leveling up, you're getting left behind. This is the age of hyper-competence. If you can't handle pressure, find a corner to cry in. The world doesn't stop for you. The clock doesn't pause because you're tired, and the market doesn't lower its standards to accommodate your feelings. You think the world owes you something? It doesn't. It owes you nothing. And the faster you accept that, the faster you can evolve into the beast you were meant to be. Dan Peña doesn't sugarcoat this era. In 2025, the weak are not just failing. They are being systematically eliminated. Mediocrity is no longer sustainable. The digital age has brought transparency, speed, and brutal competition. Everyone can see your results or your lack of them. There's no hiding behind corporate walls. No pretending you're making moves when you're barely surviving. Peña's vision calls for absolute accountability. You either perform or perish. If you're still making excuses, if you're still blaming your childhood, your job, the economy, your parents, you're on the endangered species list. You'll be extinct before you even realize the game changed. Peña doesn't have time for sob stories, and neither does the battlefield of business in 2025. There's no space for emotional hand-holding. It's kill or be killed. Winners don't complain, they conquer. They use pain as fuel, not a crutch. They don't beg for comfort, they fight for clarity. This is the age where only the most mentally tough survive. Weakness is a luxury you can't afford, and comfort zones, those are death traps disguised as safe places. Peña's elite mentees aren't sleeping in, they're up at 5 a.m. closing deals, reading contracts, hunting down growth like wolves. They're not scrolling through Instagram, they're building legacies while the world watches, because they understand one brutal truth. You either evolve or you disappear. If you want to survive in 2025, you better grow thicker skin. You better stop reacting emotionally and start acting strategically. Every excuse you make is one more nail in the coffin of your dreams. Peña says it all the time. High performance people don't do what's easy, they do what's necessary. That means doing the uncomfortable. That means making decisions that scare you. That means sacrificing Netflix parties and cheap validation to build something that will outlive you. So stop asking for permission. Stop waiting for the right time. The right time is now. Either you rise to meet the demands of greatness or you'll be trampled underfoot by those who did. This isn't just survival of the fittest, this is success by execution. And if you're not ready to outwork, outlearn, and outlast everyone else, step aside, because in Dan Peña's 2025 vision, there's no room for softness. There's only room for results. Mentorship is no longer optional. In 2025, if you think you're gonna figure it out all on your own, you're already behind. Dan Peña didn't become a high-performance billionaire by guessing, watching feel-good videos, or scrolling Instagram for life hacks. He didn't ask broke people for advice. He aligned himself with killers, high-stakes decision makers, People who had already done what he wanted to do. Why? Because success leaves clues. Because time is the only asset you can't replace. And if you're still trying to figure it out solo, you're wasting years you'll never get back. Peña's message is clear. If you want to compress decades into days, you need a mentor who can call out your bullshit and demand more from you than you demand from yourself. Mentorship isn't just guidance, it's leverage. In 2025, proximity is profit. Who you sit next determines how far you go. Look around your circle. Are these people pushing you or pacifying you? Are they elevating your mindset or enabling your mediocrity? If they're clapping for you while you coast, they're not mentors. They're distractions. Peña doesn't sugarcoat it. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if your circle isn't challenging your thinking, your standards, and your bank account, you're not in a circle, you're in a cage. Real mentors don't hold your hand. They throw you in the deep end and teach you how to swim by letting you drown a little. They don't coddle your excuses, they crush them. They'll tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. If you can't handle that heat, you don't deserve the fire. Peña says it all the time. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong fucking room. You need to be surrounded by people who make you feel small. Not to humiliate you, but to humble you. Because humility is the first step to growth. And in 2025, there's no room for fragile egos. Only relentless learners survive. Here's the real kicker. Mentors don't just teach you what to do, they eliminate what not to do. They help you avoid the landmines that could blow up your business, your mindset, or your entire life. They've been through the wars, so you don't have to bleed unnecessarily. That kind of wisdom is priceless. But most people are too cheap, mentally and financially, to invest in it. They'll drop money on the latest phone, but won't invest in access to someone who could change their entire trajectory. That's why they stay broke. When you're serious about success in 2025, you need to shut up, show up, and listen up. Find someone whose life makes your goals look like child's play and absorb everything. Ask better questions, take brutal feedback, implement fast. Because the difference between the average and the elite isn't motivation, it's mentorship. And if you don't have one, your future is already compromised. Time is your most ruthless enemy. It doesn't pause. It doesn't care. It didn't wait for you to get ready, to feel confident, or to gather your thoughts. Every damn second you waste, scrolling, doubting, procrastinating, is a second someone else is using to sharpen their skills, build their empire, close a deal, or dominate a space you could have owned. That's the brutal truth Dan Peña has been screaming for years, and in 2025, it's never been more real. You think you have time? That's the biggest lie society sells you. You think your big break is out there waiting for you? No, it's not. It's passing you by every moment you choose comfort over action. Every time you say, I'll start tomorrow, there's a savage out there starting today. While you hesitate, they're executing. While you overthink, they're out working. That's why winners win and losers watch. Peña doesn't sugarcoat it. He doesn't entertain excuses or emotional pity parties. He understands that success doesn't come to the smartest or the most talented, it comes to the bold. The ones who move fast, fail fast, and keep moving forward without flinching. He calls it taking messy action. And it's exactly what most people are too scared to do. They wait for the perfect plan, the perfect partner, the perfect opportunity. Newsflash, perfection is a myth sold to weak minds. Nothing is ever perfect. Life is chaos. Business is war. And only those willing to take imperfect action consistently and aggressively rise to the top. You're not supposed to feel ready. Readiness is a lie. The best lessons come from getting punched in the face, figuratively and literally. Every setback, every rejection, every mistake is just feedback. Peña didn't build empires by playing it safe. He took risks that would paralyze most people. He walked into deals with nothing but raw confidence and relentless drive. He didn't wait for signs. He became the fucking signal. The most dangerous thing you can do in 2025 is hesitate. Because someone out there wants what you want, and they're moving faster. They're not better than you. They just respect time more than you do. That's what separates the elite from the average. Not resources, not luck, urgency. So stop telling yourself you're waiting for the right moment. That moment is now. Always has been, always will be. Pull the trigger. Start the business. Launch the idea. Make the call. Get uncomfortable. Because the world doesn't reward the cautious. It rewards the courageous. And if you're not willing to fight against time, you'll lose to it. Every single time. 2025 is the year of execution. No more delays, no more distractions, no more dead time. You either make time your greatest weapon or it will become your silent killer. TikTok, what are you doing with your next second? Because someone else is already making it count. 2025 isn't coming to save you, it's coming to expose you. Either you rise with Dan Peña's brutal vision or you sink in the quicksand of mediocrity. This year, you don't need more motivation. You need a mirror, a mission, and a goddamn plan. Now get out there and execute like your life depends on it, because it does. If you're done making excuses and ready to rewrite your destiny, smash that like button, subscribe for more no BS success talk, and drop a comment. I choose execution in 2025 because empires aren't inherited, they're built. Let's fucking go!